All right, Coach, we welcome everybody to the Garden State. EA Sports coverage of the NFL finds us at MetLife Stadium in East Rutherford, New Jersey. Nothing like the fanfare of introductions to an NFL game, and that was in evidence a moment ago. Fireworks, pyrotechnics, you name it. This crowd is ready as their guys get set to match up between the Seattle Seahawks and the New York Giants. This will be taken in at the 1. And he's up past the 20 to the 22-yard line.
Let's go.
At their own 22-yard line.
Ready. 60 Pittsburgh.
Here we go. Let's bring it. Let's go. Let's bring it. Let's bring it.
Ready.
55. Mike 55.
I got one. Shit.
Switch it. Come on, switch it. Check 31.
Now the first carry for Ty Montgomery. He'll wind up getting a yard on the game's first play. It's second down.
But we just saw a great example of what we talked about with his coach prior to the game. He's definitely one of the better linebackers at reading a play and flowing to make the stop before it turns into something big.
The run only got a yard. Here's second and 9.
Let's go, D. Switch.
Ready.
They'll run for the first time with Peyton Barber. And forget about finding a lane. He barely had time to look up before he was planted in the backfield. It's a 6-yard loss on the play. And that'll force upon him a 3rd and 14.
Here we go. 15 line. 15 line.
Oh, yeah, I'm coming.
Light.
Mike 54.
Let's go.
Back to throw. Whitfield. And this is going to be incomplete. So the defense able to get off the field here on 3rd down.
And it's one of the goals of the game. They've got to be effective on passing downs. It's one of the few things defenses chart. How did we do on 3rd down? That's a nice start for them in this one.
He steps into this one, and this is a rocket. Fielded just inside the 20. Well, he wasn't too far from breaking that. Officially, give him 15. And it'll be Seahawk football, 1st and 10. From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10.
It's just me and you.
Now it's Wilson. Oh, he's going to take a shot right away. And that is incomplete. Took a shot there on 1st down, but he couldn't reel it in.
Well, that certainly looked like something that they discussed all week in practice getting ready for this one. Take the big shot right out of the gate. At worst, you'll open up the defense a little bit, loosen them up, have them back on their heels.
From the 34, they'll come to the line on 2nd and 10.
I got one. Shit.
Here's Rashad Penny, first carry for the former San Diego State Aztec. The second down play, not much better than the first, just a gain of 1 there.
Well, that's a good start to this drive on the defensive side of the ball.
Force the incompletion on 1st down, then you're able to shut down the running play on 2nd.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised now. A little bit of pressure going at the quarterback in an expected passing situation.
5 in the secondary now for the Giants here on 3rd.
I'll go special.
Mike 59.
From the shotgun, Wilson. He's going to fire one deep, middle of the field. And that'll be incomplete. Now, they took their shot all right, but it comes up empty, and it's 4th down.
And 3rd down is a key down in any game you play. And 3rd down defense, something we've got to watch in this one. Got to be effective on the passing downs. That's a pretty good first step right there.
And he was called on 3 times in the win last week as his first one here's away. Give him 11 yards that time on the return. And it'll be Giant football, 1st and 10. The Giants offense at the line, ready to begin their next drive.
And on the first drive, 3 and out. And I know that these are professional athletes, but I would imagine sometimes you get the nerves at the beginning of a game still, don't you?
Those don't ever go away. And typically...
And the pass is intercepted. He was looking for Ingram. Shaquille Griffin with a pick. And he's going to score. It's a Seahawk touchdown. Jason Myers now for the extra point. And this will give the Seahawks a 7-0 lead.
Makes the score Seahawks 7, Giants 0.
So they throw the pick six. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air. This will be taken in at the 1. And he'll make it across the 20 as his guys will set up shop at the 23-yard line. The Giants offense at the line, ready to begin their next drive. And this is a unit that, to be frank, doesn't look like they've woken up yet. I mean, a punt and a turnover on their first 2 drives.
And I think the game's starting to take shape a little bit now. And I'm going to take it to the basketball world. When you're having trouble scoring or moving the ball in basketball, what do? Get it to their best player, right? Find a matchup, create it, exploit it, and try and move the football.
He'll get 15 and a Giants first down.
Some think that teams really won't throw a slant route unless you have a receiver that has a lot of stature to him. But sometimes the little guys, they get lost in there. People can't really locate them, and they run that quick cut on the slant, and oftentimes they can turn it into big plays.
From all the way up at the 38 now after a good start to the drive. Operating from the gun, Whitfield. And that is incomplete. He couldn't hold on through the contact. Brings up 2nd down. And this pass defense, they were sensational in the win last week, and they're looking good here so far in this first quarter.
You know, we often talk about how offenses get locked in, and that runs over multiple games where they're really, in that zone. Defenses can be the exact same way, and I think we're seeing an example of it here.
They work again from the 38 on 2nd and 10. Throwing again, Whitfield. And this is Shepard on the catch. And he'll get up to the 43-yard line.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before he could get a good head of steam going.
The last play on the completion got them half of what they needed. Now here's a tough 3rd and 5. From the gun, Whitfield. And Tate's got it. And he will have the first down as he's brought down up near midfield. Quick slant there gets him the first down. 6 yards on the play.
First and 10 at the 49-yard line.
Come on, set. 60 or. Right, 54. Pick it up, guys. Pick it up.
Barber on 1st and 10. And this one goes nowhere. Losing yardage on the play back at the 46. Call it a full 3 yards in the wrong direction there. Brings up second down.
Let's go. 10 Lobo.
Right there, 54 Mike.
Oh, you got deep? Shoot.
To throw on second down. Whitfield. It's hauled in by Shepard. And that'll wind up moving the chains again as the tackle's going to be made at the Seahawks' 38-yard line.
Slant route's effective no matter who's running the route and catching the ball. But when you have a receiver of that stature, you have to be a little bit more precise throwing it. You don't have the same catch radius with the bigger targets.
So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38.
Come get some. Come on here. Come get some. He don't want it.
54's Mike. 54's Mike. Check, check. Watch 54. Watch 54.
Watch the slant. Now.
Operating from the gun. Whitfield. He's got this to his running back, Ty Montgomery. And he's brought down at the 34. Call it a gain of 4. We've seen quite a bit of the short passing game here early on first quarter, haven't we?
We have, and I think it works a couple of ways for this team because, number one, you throw the short game until they stop it. And if they're not going to stop it, you keep throwing it, and occasionally you'll break a tackle and turn it into a bigger gain. Also, if they start to creep up, start to pressure receivers, now you go over the top, take it deep, and now you get some of those big shots downfield.
4 yards on that last completion, so that sets up 2nd and 6.
Come.
55's Mike, guys. 55.
2nd and 6. Caught by Sanu. And brought down, but not before they're inside the 25. 11 yards there, 1st down.
I think that's a big pickup for a 1st down because when you run a drag route against zone, you're sometimes asking for trouble because you might run into a defender.
Yeah, well, there they ran into a 1st down. Executed it to perfection.
Ready, break.
54. Mike, 54.
Greystone travel.
All day. I'm coming after you. I'm coming after you. Hey, alert 3.
Hard. Hard.
Kill.
Ready, ready.
On 1st down, it's Barber trying to find a lane, but instead he'll get back to the line of scrimmage and no more. Officially no gain on the play, and it's 2nd down. So after the run for no gain, here's 2nd and 10.
54. I got it.
From the gun, Whitfield throwing over the middle, and it's incomplete. They were trying to get it there to Sterling Shepard, and it's 3rd down.
I know coaches tell us all the time that having a powerful arm isn't the number one thing they look for in a quarterback. But when you're trying to throw inside routes and you need to put some heat on it, it helps to have the big gun. In this case, just a little bit too much.
They had the incomplete pass on 2nd down. Now they need a big play here, 3rd and 10.
Mike's 5-4.
Five.
Operating from the gun, Whitfield. No, bottled up, fumble. It's out, it's loose.
On plays like this where the ball comes free, it's often unusual for the team that lost it to get it back because this is the quarterback. The ball gets away from him. Everyone else is trying to execute what they're supposed to do on offense. They're usually looking in the other direction, downfield, or have moved away from him. In this case, though, a teammate is able to come up with the ball.
A dozen plays on that drive that ends with the field goal.
Let's go ahead and break out some of the old chestnuts here, right, partner? Keep the ball in front, rally to it, and make the tackle. Right? No big plays given up. No balls over your head. Bend, don't break.
Hold on. Chestnuts?
You like
Come
that
on.
one?
What does that mean, break out? Just because you break chestnuts?
I'm not sure about that, but I'm just going with why they said that. I have no idea.
Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. And they'll certainly be trying to do better than that first drive where they went 3 and out.
And sometimes the first drive is just simply to settle nerves. You know what it's like at the start of a game with the emotion. Guys are a little
trying to fit it into Moore, but it's intercepted. Picked off by Ronald Darby.
And that's a great example of ball skills right there, partner. You and I do a lot of games, and I can't tell you how many guys look to run with the football before they've intercepted it. So that's a nice job of focusing on the task at hand and coming away with the interception.
They come up with exactly 1 minute to go in this first quarter.
Check, 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 check.
5.
Mike 55, Mike 55. Let him know, let him know. Let him know, let him know.
Let's go.
On first down, Whitfield. And this one brought in by Sanu. And he is out of bounds inside the 35. First down for the Giants as they pick up 12.
Timing is everything, and they work on this cut all the time. They work on all the timing patterns, and this time it paid off for them. Worked him to the center of the field, cut it to the outside, ball's delivered, gets both feet down for the completion.
General West. Deep grip, deep grip.
They'll run on first down. Barber. Give him 5 on the carry there, and it'll be second down.
One thing to keep in mind, partner, especially in the second half, and you've got a running back of this size and these dimensions, I can just tell you, attrition does set in for a defense because you're excited about hitting him in the first half. Maybe not so much in the second half, and some of these shorter gains turn into bigger runs later.
The first down run got 5. Here's second and 5.
Watch 54. Hey. Watch twins.
Walker, Chopper.
SOS.
Second and 5. Steps away to his left. And he'll avoid the tackle there with a slide. After 1, 7-3 the score on EA Sports. Ready to roll for the second quarter from MetLife Stadium. The Giants with the football. They've got a third down and a yard to start things out.
Ready. 10-2 stop.
Hey, here we go. Watch the pass. Watch the pass.
Trying to power it ahead with Watt. And he will have the first down across the 20 to the 19-yard line. 5 yards is the pickup there as that extends this drive.
And the Giants first down. First and 10 at the 19-yard line.
First trip to the red zone for the Giants. First and 10 at the 19. They'll run the toss to Barber. And he stopped immediately there. No gain on the play there. Second down. He couldn't get the edge there. It wasn't sealed, so maybe not all on the guy running the football all the time on those tosses and the pitches that go to the outside.
No, not at all. I would agree with that totally because sometimes the defensive guys, they win the edge battle. And when they do that, there's no place for the running back to go, and especially for offensive linemen trying to get out ahead. With their footwork and speed, it was negligible on that play. No gain at all for the offense.
Looking to throw on second down. Whitfield to Shepard, complete over the middle. And he's brought down just outside of the 10 at the 11. 8 yards on the completion, but now they face third down. The Giants on third down. They've hit 2 for 4 thus far. They're up against a 3rd and 1 situation.
Now.
Looking to throw. Whitfield. And that is incomplete.
These guys had to settle for a field goal their last time moving the ball down the field. They may have to do it again on this drive. That could be frustrating.
Yeah, I don't want to be cliche, but at least they were able to get 3 last time. 3 here, not the worst thing in the world. And no field goal try here from the red zone. Offense out there. They'll go for it on 4th. He may try and run for this. And he's got the first down as he gets it to the 8. So the decision to go for it turns out to be a good one. They get a couple of yards, and as a result, the drive keeps moving. It's now 1st and goal.
Let's go now. 50, plant. Check, check. Watch the pilot. 64, weak. Watch the run. Check 4, check 4. Ready, ready.
They'll run with Montgomery. And running room scarce here. He's going to be stopped in his tracks at the line of scrimmage. They'll say no gain on the play, and it'll be 2nd and goal. Another shot from the 9 on 2nd and goal.
Here we go. Here we go. Here we go.
2nd and 9 now. And that is incomplete. A lot of force bearing down on him there. He could not hang on. It's 3rd down.
Get your backs to the goal line. I can hear my high school coach right now. This is when force meets force. Got to be physical in order to win this battle.
Yeah, that's where the physicality pays off. A nice job forcing the contact and forcing the incompletion.
Yeah, Coach Ford would have loved that play.
This has been a long drive. You got to figure a field goal would be a letdown. Can they convert now on 3rd and goal?
Hey, Echo.
Check, 55 to Mike.
Shot.
From the gun, Whitfield. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Jaron Reed muscles his way in for the sack.
Well, the pass rush has been a real strength of late. They know how to get after the quarterback.
Absolutely. 4 sacks last week. That's their first one here. Anything in particular you've seen from them or on film?
I think that they're winning athletically up front, winning those one-on-one battles, but also when the offensive line wants to keep everyone in and mass protect, they know how to scheme their way back to the quarterback as well.
This one fielded at the 5. They'll bring it back to just about the 25. Call it the 24-yard line.
At their own 24-yard line.
Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. The result's not great thus far. A punt on the first drive and an interception last time out.
Now, let's face it, every team wants to come out on the field and play with some confidence, play with some tempo, play with some rhythm. And when you're making those types of mistakes, you're not getting any of that put together.
So what do you say, time to get back to the basics for them?
In a lot of ways, yes, but the biggest one, of course, is finding people who will take care of the football and make a few plays. You've got to have a drive now that calms down the entire team.
First play of the drive goes the wrong way. Here's 2nd and 12. Out of the gun, here's Wilson. This complete to Lockett. And he's taken down, but able to slip across the 35. 15 yards on the play, 1st down. And a good quarterback facing zone coverage. If he has just a little bit of time to survey the scene, that's what's going to happen.
No doubt about it. If there's no pressure, he's going to continue to pick them apart because he'll have all that time to find someone open downfield. You can only cover for so long. So maybe they want to go to a zone blitz scheme, get a little bit more pressure. Remember when Carolina did that against Denver? They lost the game ultimately. They dropped the defensive end out, and he ended up with an interception in that game in Super Bowl 50. Maybe some sort of scheme like that to try and get more pressure at the passer.
But, 380.
59. Guys, it's game situation. Let's go.
From midfield now, here's Wilson, rolling to his right. Pressure, and he's going to be taken down. They sack him back right around the 44.
And that's their first sack of this game, but how about last week? 6 sacks, great coverage downfield, which helped that pass rush. They are really working in sync right now.
Coming up now on a 2nd and 15 following that sack.
Let's put that team on the puck.
Look.
59, Mike. Mike is 59. Mike to 59. It's a party now. It's a party now.
Now Wilson. Flushed out right. Oh, and this ball's tipped and intercepted. Picked up by Minka Fitzpatrick. And they will be set up now as he brings this thing all the way back inside the 20. So they elect to decline it.
And why not? Just go ahead and let the play stand, and they'll take that.
So the special teams penalty cost some yardage there as they come out on 1st and 10.
Here we go, G.
Operating from the gun, Whitfield. And this will be incomplete. Physical play on the football there, and it's 2nd down.
You get a tight end like this, and you know he's used to dishing out punishment, but here, he's one that has to absorb the contact, and as a result, unable to hold on to the football.
So after the incompletion on 1st, now 2nd and 10.
Don't get nervous.
To throw again. Whitfield toward the center of the field, but it's incomplete. Defensively, Charles, they continue to really limit this offense as far as yardage goes.
Yeah, you're exactly right. They've been assignment sound, staying in their lanes, keeping proper leverage, and communicating well, too.
A third field goal of the first half, not what they're looking for as they come up on 3rd down.
4 down. They're going to 88. They're going to 88.
Get it.
Back to throw. Whitfield caught by Montgomery. And he'll only get this to the 17, well shy of what he needed. Well contained there defensively. The screen gets only a yard, and it's 4th.
A 34-yard attempt.
And we've hit the 2-minute mark in this first half of action. A reminder coming up at halftime, we'll head to Orlando. Standing by there, Jonathan Coachman. He'll have stats and scores from around the NFL in his 2nd week of the regular season. They got the interception, but very little movement after, and that forces them to settle for 3. And it does feel like settling when that happens, doesn't it?
It certainly does, but we got to give a lot of credit where it's due, and that's to the defense because they ran onto the field. This is what we call sudden change, right? Interception, you got to go put out the fire, and they did, holding them to a field goal.
And he'll be brought down at the 23, make it the 24-yard line. Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. They're sort of seeing themselves spiral out of control. Let's see if they can get things back on track.
And this is where the coach is walking that line of being calm and really being firm with his team. I had one tell me once, when we were having a tough patch, this too shall pass, this too shall pass. And finally we kept having a rough patch. He said, but you've got to do something to make it pass. And that's what they have to do. They've got to get some control back, get themselves reasserted, and calm things down.
See if they can get calm and reassert themselves here. To throw once more on 2nd and 10. Wilson, and this one incomplete. Too much contact to hold on to that one, and it's 3rd down.
Feels like they're getting caught in between here because they didn't completions on 1st and 2nd down. Now you got to worry a little bit about the clock because you prefer not to give them another shot here in the first half. But if you don't pick up the 1st down, guess what? You're likely going to have to.
So back-to-back incompletions, and that has them staring at a 3rd and 10.
Mike, 55. Check, 55, Mike. Watch QB drop. Watch QB drop.
From the gun, it's Wilson. Going for Metcalf on the deep ball. And that's going to wind up incomplete. However, we do have a flag down. Let's check in with our referee.
Here we go. Flag 90. Right there in the middle. 55. Here we go.
After the penalty, it's Penny. And they'll get this just to the 47. 1-yard gain.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
Here's 2nd and 9, just a yard on that last run.
55, my God, 55. Come on, baby, come on, let's go.
Wilson operating from the gun. And that's going to be incomplete. A lot of contact, no call, and it's 3rd down.
That's very well timed there defensively because it's not a bad throw, but the collision came at the exact time he was reaching to bring in the football. Really, really well done.
Decent offense, just better defense. I think you're right. And the line to gain here is the 37 on 3rd down.
Let's make these babies cry all the way back home, yo. Let's make these babies cry all the way back home.
Wilson now. From the gun, he'll throw. Being chased out left. Pressure comes, and Wilson's going to go down. The Giants going to go ahead and use the first of their timeouts, as the stoppage will come with a little under a minute to go in this first half. And this is away. It's a high kick, and he got all of it. And that will go out of the back of the end zone. Way too much mustard. Not a good punt, and it will come out to the 20. The Giants offense at the line, ready to begin their next drive. You're under a minute to go here in the half. Field position not really in your favor, but still time to try and move the ball and get in field goal range.
Yeah, you got the lead. It's definitely a thought. Let's go ahead and try and increase it. But at the same time, I don't like the odds. I don't like where they are on the field. Got the lead. They've done well in the first half. Don't mess it up and go into halftime looking at each other wondering what if.
A good pickup there. 8 yards on the first down completion. That's a staple of this offense. Drag route to the tight end.
Yeah, he's unable to use his size to break off much more yardage after the catch, but still an effective gain nonetheless.
Ready.
Line of scrimmage, the 28 now as they come up on 2nd and a couple.
You don't run now. 6-6, pull it high. You don't run. Undercrush, undercrush, undercrush. Right.
2nd and 2. And that'll be incomplete. Took a pretty good shot as he tried to pull that one in. Couldn't hang on 3rd down. So he can't hang on, and as I watch that unfold, I remembered an expression that I've heard, maybe from you, I don't know, but you're going to get hit anyways, might as well hold on to the ball.
Well, you know a coach said that, right?
Yeah. Not
an actual player. No chance at all. Way easier said than done.
After the incompletion, here now, 3rd and 2. From the gun, Whitfield. And a throw there going to be incomplete.
I know at times people think we use it too often, but you've got to be able to throw guys open. And when you read zone, you've got to stick it in there before your receiver gets to the next guy in the zone. Otherwise, you bring him into the play.
And that's precisely what allowed that defense to disrupt the pass. Now after the punt on that play, we've got a man down on the field. We'll get an update when we return to MetLife Stadium. Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. You've got less than 30 seconds left here in the half. You're well on your own side of the field. What are we doing here, Coach Davis?
Well, I'm trying something on first down, and it's something that's safe. It's something that's been done many times before. A lot of people say it's not even worth trying, but I'm running a draw. I'm running a screen. I'm seeing if something pops, and if it does, that can alter my strategy and potentially get me some points. And if it doesn't work, well, then you just run the clock out and go to the locker room.
Now the Seahawks going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with 17 seconds to go in this first half of action. So the opening play of the drive goes backwards. Now they'll come up on 2nd and 12.
Check 59. Mike is 59. Mike to 59.
Operating from the gun, Wilson. And he's got the hook up to Moore. A gain of 13. It's a first down.
A gain of 13 yards. First down, Seattle.
Mike, Mike's 59. Silver, alert. 59 is Mike, 59 is Mike. Check, 59. Do you get the ball right here? Let's go. Mike, check.
Throwing now, Wilson on first down. Forced out to his left. Oh, he'll try and throw it deep to the other side of the field. And this is incomplete with a clock showing just 3 seconds left. Tyler Lockett was the target there. And it's second down. Now whistles and a timeout with 3 seconds left in the first half. And this should be the final play before the quarter ends.
Hey, alert.
Final play of the half. It's Wilson. Over the middle and into the hands of his receiver, Moore. And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50. So we have reached halftime here in a tight 2-point contest. As we'll get you down the coast to Orlando for Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach! Both teams appear ready for the fight ahead, and we resume action here in quarter number 3. This is taken at the 3. And he'll take this one near the 25, call it the 26-yard line.
At their own 26-yard line.
Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. They're close game, but they're going to need to do a little bit better probably here in half two, no?
I would agree with that totally. I would guess it in the locker room. They talked about cleaning up some of the errors, but overall, I think they wanted to be positive with them. Guys, we're right there, just not playing as well as we need to. Let's pick it up, and we still have a chance to win this game.
Yeah, they do. We'll see if they can pick it up. So now they have to contend with 2nd and 13 after the first down run goes backwards.
Kill.
Wilson leaves this one with Penny. And that one blown up quickly as he's going to be stopped before he could even get started. That'll set him back with a loss of 3 on the play. And they're going to be staring at a 3rd and long here.
Check, 59. And let's pin the mirrors back and go full strength.
Now Wilson operating from the gun. Pressure comes and Wilson's going to go down. Marcus Davenport picks up his 2nd sack of the afternoon.
Brandon, what I remember most about playing with guys who knew how to rush the passer, they would just tell you, just cover people for me, just long enough for me to get there. And that's exactly what happened on that play.
And he gets this away, and look at this. This is a good one. And no return here. Where will they spot it? They say just outside the 20-yard line.
At their own 21-yard line.
The Giants offense at the line, ready to begin their next drive. They have the lead here. Well, we talk a lot about pregame speeches. What are halftime speeches like?
For the most part, not nearly as emotional. They're a lot more clinical. Every now and then, though, they'll get after you if they think they need to light a fire. But in this case, let's go into the virtual locker room, because here's what I think happened. They got in there and they said, listen, let's take control right away. Defense, we've got the lead. Defense, don't give up any points. Turn the ball back over to the offense and let them go down and score and give us more of a cushion in the game. Check so far. Defense shut them down. Let's see if the offense gets done.
A big hitter to start the drive has him up near midfield here for 1st and 10. From the gun, Whitfield. Over the middle, complete. That's Shepard. And that'll be good for 8 yards to the 45. A good pickup there. 8 yards on the first down completion.
At the 45-yard line.
Facing a 2nd and 2 after that last catch, good for 8 yards.
22 jet bomber, 22 jet bomber. Jumper. Ready.
On 2nd down, Barber. And this time he's able to take it down to the 42. They'll get 3 as the drive continues. It's a 1st down.
I think they like this drive a little bit better there, partner. Running game helping out, picking up some of the slack. Because remember, the last drive they went 3 and out.
Set. 18 Gator.
Coming to you.
Take go.
On 1st and 10, Whitfield. He's got the first down here inside the 30 and down to the 27-yard line. He'll get 15 and a Giants first down.
I think it all came together there. In-breaking route, drove it with excellent pace. Money throw right there to move the sticks.
Down. 15, Lonnie. 15 line. Five.
Throwing on first down. Whitfield. And his throw's going to be incomplete.
And that's one he's got to be happy to have back. There wasn't a hole open in the zone.
You'd have to think on early downs like that first down there, need to be a little bit more careful.
Yeah, fortunately for him, got a couple more downs to play with.
Second and 10 now from the 27.
Protein spill.
I'm here all day. I'm here all day.
Check. Lucky. Look at me. Go.
Tighten up. Tighten up. Kill. Turn up. Kill. Turn up.
Let's go.
On second down, Montgomery. And they've got it in the red zone now, down at about the 19. And he's going to get this pretty close to a first down as the tackle is made at the Seahawks' 19-yard line.
Come on, set. 50, plant.
54. Here we go. Watch the safety creep. Check 26.
X3. 218, chopper.
Check 50. Alert 3. Hey,
Speed dribble.
And they'll let their fullback try and push the pile. And he's going to run into a brick wall right in the middle of the field, and I don't think he got there. Call it no gain that time, and they're going to be left looking up at a 4th and 1. So they'll turn to the kicker again. He's been a busy man thus far. This one from 35 yards away. Badgley able to knock this one through, and that will push the lead up to 12-7. So making 4 out of 4 now in the field goal department, and he's able to extend their lead.
When drives have bogged down, he's been automatic out there. So nice to have a kicker you can count on to put points on the board.
This is taken at his 4. And he'll take this up past the 20 and down at the 22-yard line. Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. These guys had to punt last time. It has not been a very fruitful game offensively thus far. They haven't even made a trip to the red zone.
And I know that everyone's going crazy on that sideline because that drives you berserk to come off the field, not really move the ball well. As you said, not even get to the red zone, let alone, not even put points on the board. They've got to just take a deep breath, relax, try and figure out what is working, and call more of that.
Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. To throw is Wilson. From the gun, he'll throw. It's caught. Lockett. 5 yards on the catch there. Brings up second down.
An ex-teammate used to tell me all the time, I hate experienced quarterbacks because no matter what, you really can't hide what you're doing. And I think that right there, he knew right away where the blitz was coming from, where his primary guy was going to be, and he ended up going to a secondary target for a nice game.
I was just going to ask you, that wasn't the primary target. He's so good at that, isn't he?
I think he knew right away that he wasn't going to get to his primary guy. I think he read that as soon.
And he will go down outside of the pocket for a sack, trying to get away but could not.
No doubt that's a very good play defensively right there because you've always got to be aware that he can take off and make a big play with his legs. How about the way they were able to contain him? That also tells me the coverage was excellent downfield.
in your face. Mark 55.
On 3rd down, Wilson. Oh, the pressure too great, and he goes down once more. The sack coming from big Dalvin Tomlinson.
Brandon, I think you understand the type of afternoon this offensive line is having. It is a long one for them. Long for you to spend it with me. Long for them trying to block those guys. They've given up a whole lot of sacks, and the speed and quickness of that defensive line is eating them alive.
On is the punt team now as this one's sent away. And this one hits at the 3 and then bounds into the end zone for a touchback.
At their own 20-yard line.
The Giants offense at the line, ready to begin their next drive. And they've got the lead here getting late into the 3rd quarter. And the passing game for them, it's been terrific. We've seen that, but the rushing game almost non-existent.
And with the lead and trying to finish this game off, they need the running game to come back to life. They need to get sparked that way take some time off the clock, and keep the ball away from their opponents.
The Giants offense at the line, ready to begin their next drive. And they split the uprights last time for 3. They've got the lead. They're not going to play this conservative. They're not hoping for another field goal. They're hoping for a touchdown.
I'm with you on that one. I like where your head is. I like the way you're thinking because you're exactly right. Trying to sit on a lead and play that way, that doesn't work too well for most teams. Run your offense. Run what you do best. Exactly. Put it all the way down and try to increase your lead in a big way. The best way to do it? Touchdowns.
Call it a gain of 12, but of course not a first down due to the previous penalty. From the 22, here's 2nd and 8.
Let's go, D. Big series right here. We got to step it up.
Here's 2nd and 8. And this is going to be incomplete.
We always talk about receivers. If the ball hits your hand, you're supposed to haul it in, but it is hard to adjust to a pass thrown a little bit behind you.
That one was all the momentum going forward. Couldn't contort his body back to grab it. To throw on 3rd down. Whitfield. Oh, trying to fit it into Shepard, but it's intercepted. Tedrick Thompson picks it, and his guys are going to take over at the 34-yard line. The rookie was trying to push it downfield, but the safety bit him.
And he'll learn that you have to hold the safety. And you do that with your head movement, your eyes, sometimes your shoulders. Hold the safety so that you can get back to the throw that you really want to make. He got so excited thinking his guy was open that he made it easy for the defensive back to go get the football.
They'll try and get the run game going. This is Penny, and they're going to get him behind the line yet again as his nightmare afternoon continues. That's going to wind up a loss of a full 3 yards on 1st down. Try to get one more in here before the quarter breaks. And as they come to the line, they will not be able to get off another play as time has run out on this 3rd quarter. We'll return with more after this break. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Now contact up front as penalty markers come in. Who is this against? A free 5 yards as the defense jumps.
I know it's an anticipation game for them, but it's also a reaction game, and they reacted poorly on that one.
So the penalty erases their earlier loss. Now it's 2nd and 8. They go play action now. Wilson. They'll roll him out right. On the run. And this is caught. Great start to the 2nd quarter. Better than 30 yards.
That could very well be a defining play in this game. A touchdown, that gives them the lead, and they took a major step towards getting there with that big play right there.
Only way to get the lead here, of course, with a touchdown, and that's what they're gunning for on 1st and goal. Operating from the gun, Wilson dancing, touchdown, Seahawks. Here we go now as we get set for a big two-point conversion.
I'm coming after you. I'm coming after you. No pass. No pass. Rush in.
They're going to try and run. And he will not get there. He comes up short. And they're unable to push this lead to a field goal as it'll remain a one-point game. And after the touchdown, here's Myers to boot it away. This will be taken in at the 1. And he's up across the 25 and down at the 28-yard line.
At their own 28-yard line.
The Giants offense at the line, ready to begin their next drive. And following the interception, just any interception, are you a little bit more cautious when you start that next drive, or no, you just throw that out the window?
I think you are. I don't think that there's any way you can run back out there and go, totally didn't affect me. Let's just go ahead and be loose with the football again. You're going to take care of it, but you have to be careful about being too cautious because now you can't run any offense at all.
Still want to attack. We'll see how they attack them here. On first down, Whitfield. And the Seahawk defense gets to him, and they bring him down. Jadeveon Clowney showing the explosiveness on the sack. And you hate to say it with a rookie quarterback. He's done some good things, but overall, looked a little bit overwhelmed back there, hasn't he?
He certainly has, but in his defense, he hasn't had a lot of time to throw the football. You like the way I said that? In his defense.
In his defense, I got it.
You see what I did there?
Yeah, he needs better protection, that's for sure. Looking to throw. Whitfield. Throwing left side, it's complete. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. A gain there of 21 yards. Tell you what, he's been able to put the ball in some tight spots all game long. That throw, no different.
Yeah, a lot of people would call it a gutsy type of a throw. I think he looks at it as, I can do it, so it's not that big of a deal to me, and I'm going to keep firing.
Some good games going on in the early window. This might be the best of the bunch. On first and 10, Whitfield finds his tight end Ingram. And past the 35, he'll be dropped a yard or two shy of the 30. It's a Giant first down on a gain of 16.
They really love to get him into one-on-one opportunities, and this is one way. Work him out of the slot and create a mismatch. Who's going to cover him? Corner, safety, linebacker? He's got a way to beat all of those positions.
Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on first and 10. From the gun, Whitfield. Here's Sanu on the catch. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. He'll get 15 and a Giants first down. Well, this is how you shape the thoughts of that interception on the last drive. You come out and start this one 4 for 4.
And watching him throw it around with that type of confidence reminds me of a guy I played with way back when, and he told me, I don't care if I throw 10 interceptions in a row. I'm going to stay confident, keep flinging it. I just figured there's something wrong with the football.
From the red zone now, they'll look to throw. He'll be hit and taken down at the 21. Jadeveon Clowney able to get in there for his second sack of the afternoon. Charles, not to point fingers, but how much of this goes on the shoulders of the offensive line? Well, look at the 6 sacks last week. That's the 4th in this game.
Definitely the bulk of it does go on the offensive line. That's what they're tasked with doing, keeping their quarterback upright and clean in the pocket. But I think they have to look at, okay, are we bringing in extra people? Is the ball out of the quarterback's hands quick enough? There are a few other factors they have to look at to try and help out. But you're exactly right. It starts with the O-line.
It's a pickup of 12, and that'll set up a third down.
That was a nicely run slant route, and what the receiver's trying to do is make the defender think he's going upfield for a deeper route and then breaks it off, usually after about 3 to 4 steps, and cuts towards the middle of the field. And now what he's trying to do is use his body to keep the defender away from the football and give the quarterback a really nice target.
The Giants on third down. Just a 20% success rate at 2 of 10. Here it's 3rd and 2.
Check.
Operating from the gun. Whitfield. And down he goes. Pressure gets him back at the 14. Jadeveon Clowney getting him once again his 3rd sack of the afternoon. Badgley's kick is good. And with that, they will move ahead by 2 here in the 4th. So yet another field goal to end a drive. That has been a very common theme. He's now hit 5 of them in this game.
Yeah, Brandon, as an offense, you hate that you've had to call on your kicker so often, but you have to love the fact that time and time again, he's come through.
Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. They'll start on the ground. It's Rashad Penny. And not much to speak of. Call it a 1-yard gain up to the 26. He has just been completely taken out of this game. We're in the 4th quarter. He's single digits in the rushing department.
And I know we look at him because the numbers do go to his production, but how about the guys blocking for him? They don't just have his number as a ball carrier. They've got the number of the offensive line and the other guys because they're getting to him before he can get started.
Now a man open down the middle of the field. And they'll get 9 there as that sets him up better for 3rd down.
One thing I can say pretty safely, that route is not called if you don't have a guy who can throw the ball and put some mustard on it. Because if you're going to lollipop it in the middle of the field, bad things usually happen. It takes a strong-arm guy who can rifle it in there, and they were able to successfully complete that one.
The battle in the trenches never more important than right now. This is 3rd and inches.
14.
Now it's Wilson. And this is caught. He hits more. And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. It's a gain of 12, 1st down Seahawks. 2 minutes remain, and that's our score differential as well. 2 points here in the 4th quarter. So it's Seahawk football as we march toward a conclusion. They come up on a 1st and 10, desperately needing a score here on what could be their final drive. Penny, a 1st down carry. And they'll work this down to the 40-yard line, tackled there. 1st down Seattle on a pickup of 13.
Now you're right on the edge of field goal range. You've still got time, but get up to the line of scrimmage and get set.
Check 55, Mike. Here we go, D. All day, defense, all day, all day.
They'll look to throw. Firing quickly here, and that's complete. Give him 9 there on the 1st down completion. Very sharp here to start this drive, 3 for 3.
Yeah, I like the way he's running this 2-minute drill. Very sharp, very precise in throwing the football.
That last catch short of the marker by just a yard leaves him with a very manageable 2nd and 1.
Check it out, Reed.
This is the Oklahoma State alum, Chris Carson. He's got a first down and much more inside the 20. 27 yards there, a first down. Probably had 60,000 thinking pass right there, including us in the booth.
Yeah, no doubt about it. That was a big call, big guts on that one. And guess what? That run, it'll pay dividends.
They come out here in the eye. And the question now, how do they want to work the clock here on 1st and goal? A field goal would give them the late lead.
Check 52.
Hey, hey.
They'll try and run forward with Penny. And this is going to result in losing yardage. They're driven back to the 8-yard line. That'll set them back with a loss of 3 on the play. And that'll make it 2nd and goal.
Hey, 0-0-0.
Let's get that ball here. Let's get that ball.
Another try for Penny. And he's brought down right at the 5-yard line. Give him 2 on the play. Now the Giants will use the 2nd of their 3 timeouts. That'll leave them with just 1 remaining in this 4th quarter of play. They come up in an offset eye. A lot of tired bodies on that field, but this is a big play, 3rd and goal.
We got double up. Jim.
Here's Penny. And they'll get him down here at about the 5-yard line. The Giants going to burn their 3rd and final timeout. It'll be their 3rd and final timeout, so as they talk things over, we'll step aside. So on 4th down, out trots the kicker in a big spot here. This to take the lead here in the final minute. And Myers able to knock it through. And the sideline celebrates as they have taken the lead in the final minute. A good drive gets them inside the 5, but they could not punch it in.
And credit the defense, too. Make sure that happens because that was the old bend but don't break approach. Made sure they contained them when they absolutely had to and forced the field goal attempt that went through.
First and 10 at their own 24-yard line.
The Giants offense at the line, ready to begin their next drive. So you're right there, but obviously the clock is not your friend. How do you handle this situation?
You're thinking 2 plays.
A crusher there as it's intercepted. Picked up by Brad McDougal. And they get the football. They'll set up shop at their own 49-yard line. Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. And they've got this one in hand. No timeouts remaining defensively, so this one should just be 1 kneel and then handshakes. So the victory here for Seattle. And this not always an easy proposition, Charles. You had a West Coast team that traveled east, but they got the job done.
And there's so much that goes into it because your body time and your body clock different from what you're used to west, because if you go east, you're going to lose up to 3 hours, right? So is your body going to be awake when it's time to play? A lot of teams actually rehearse it. They practice it. Maybe the week of the game, they move everything up to that time frame so guys get used to doing it that way. I remember when I played at Tennessee, when we had to go from east to west, our trainer, Tim Karen, said, leave your watches on East Coast time. Every piece of information we got was East Coast Standard Time. Try to psychologically tell us what to do, as well as prepare our bodies the same way.
So for the Seahawks, it was a great all-around performance as they come out of this one with the victory. And they'll get another road test next week as they have to go to Santa Clara to take on the 49ers. Meanwhile, for the Giants, they'll fall to 1-1, and they'll try to rebound next week as they head to Glendale to take on the Cardinals.